If you see your friend getting ratchet, if you see your friend getting ratchet, when that beat drop, I need you to get up and hype your best friend up. Hype up, tell her, I said throw it, 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 ooh yeah.
Passport Bros just got another free promotion. Like I said, y'all, if we keep this up, if Black women keep this behavior up, we are going to be the #1 contributors and the #1 promoters of SYSBM, Passport Bros, all that. Because this is trash. Like, I saw this and I was literally speechless. I was like, this could not be real. This can't be real. But unfortunately it is. And unfortunately, it's gotten a ton of traction. Like I said, I wanted to ignore this, but then I found out that this was promoted by a woman who has like over 5 million followers. Notice, I didn't see anyone talking about canceling this post. I didn't really see anybody upset. Like, the main comments I kept on seeing was people asking, oh, well, how about the green screen, the green screen, green screen? Who cares about the green screen? Like, does nobody else see how horrible this is? Why are we making fun of genocide? This would never pass for, like, the Jewish community. Could you imagine? Could you imagine seeing a TikTok of Jewish women dancing or twerking in gas chambers? Could you imagine that? Like, could you wrap your mind around how horrible and disrespectful that would be? It wouldn't happen. And if it did, it would get canceled. It would get deleted. People would shut that account down. But this kind of mockery happens for genocide of Black people. This kind of mockery happens for the different struggles that Black folks go through, and we just laugh it off. It's like, oh, it's not that serious. And it's like, here's the thing about it. Not only do I think, again, this is just another L for Black woman. Now, Passport Bros, they gonna go do their thing. They just got another free promotion. Also, it's like, y'all, we look dumb. Like, when we promote white supremacy in blackface, like when we literally take the talking points and the ideas of white supremacy and then we run with it, we look dumb. And this is why nobody takes us seriously when we want to talk about reparations or actually doing things that are going to impact the Black community. Because what this is now doing, this is reinforcing that old stereotype that, oh, slavery wasn't that bad. These Black people were out there on the plantation just, you know, singing and dancing and bucking and jiving and having fun. Like, that's an age-old stereotype that a lot of racists use to try to talk about how slavery wasn't that bad. Also, another belief that is used to try to minimize and to try to say why reparations isn't necessary. And if you do believe in reparations and you do think that the government should be involved in helping to try to repair some of the damage that they did, this kind of behavior and these kinds of actions don't help. And even if you don't believe in reparations and you think Black folks just need to pull themselves up by the bootstraps and do better, this kind of behavior goes against it. So it's like, no matter how you spin it, to me, this is just an L. It's just an L on all levels. I mean, shout out to Passport Bros, SYSBM. Like I said, they just got another win. But Black women took another L as far as just our representation. And to me, this is also incredibly disrespectful to the fight and the actual real pain that happened in genocide and slavery. Let's be clear about what was going on there. This wasn't people going on and just having a whole bunch of different fun. There was a lot of trauma associated with that. And the reason I find this so offensive is because this would never pass for the Jewish community, or this would never pass for other communities who went through horrible pain. You know what I mean? We honor that and we acknowledge that, but we shouldn't make fun of it. Another thing is, you know, going back to, I think, the overall self-esteem. When I see this kind of mockery over and over again, Black women put themselves in positions to either be made fun of or to make fun of themselves, it speaks to low self-esteem, if I'm just being honest. It speaks to a low self-worth, that we would so willingly engage and we would so willingly make a mockery of the very ideas that are meant to undermine us, or that are meant to undermine our self-worth. And to me, that's so sad. I remember my husband telling me a few months back, he was like, the consciousness of Black folks was higher in slavery than it is today. Why? Because at least when they were in slavery, they knew that they were enslaved. They knew that they had problems. Now Black folks have problems, but they want to act like that they don't. Now black people create their own problems, but they don't want to talk about it. And, you know, as much as I don't want to believe them, as much as I think that's a little base, when I see things like this happen and it's not really checked, and there's really no repercussions for this kind of mockery and disrespect, it's like, well, I mean, what can I say? What can I say? So, you know, I might be the unpopular opinion on this because, as I mentioned in the comments of this TikTok video, I didn't see a ton of people being upset, but I'm okay being the unpopular opinion. But I will say this, I think for younger generations especially, it's really important for them to have a solid grasp and understanding of not only what happened historically to them, but what that means for them today. And it is obvious to me that there is an entire generation or two of kids who have grown up with little to no understanding of like anything. I mean, not only just a cultural understanding, but just an understanding of who they are, understanding of their value, their worth and value as an individual, a spiritual understanding. Like all of that has been totally and completely lost in so many ways. I mean, to the very fact that we can look at this behavior time and time and time again, and people think it's normal. And in my humble opinion, this speaks to a degeneracy that we see in Black America. And this is actually why, also in my opinion, you have more people really criticizing. This is Black folks in America criticizing Black culture. Black folks in America talking about how they feel like they need to go abroad to find a better mindset, or they need to expand their horizons to escape degeneracy. This is Black Americans saying this, them being critical sometimes of, you know, the FBA or the ADOS or the different groups that, you know, are here to try to promote and to try to support Black Americans, but also don't necessarily do such a good job of holding accountable, you know, different degenerate behavior that's been going on. I mean, this is, you know, these are different complaints that I've heard from Black folks in America. And, you know, based upon this particular video, this is just one instance, but there have been many. And again, it's important to acknowledge not just the things that have, you know, negatively impacted the Black community in America, whether it's, you know, institutionally, socially, socioeconomically, all of that. It is also equally, if not more important, to address the very behaviors that are happening now that are keeping people in bondage. But what do you think? Do you agree or disagree? Let me know what you think. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns in the comment section below. Also, be sure to check out my How to Be a Wife series, where we are fostering a diverse community of women who are committed to becoming wholesome, productive, and honorable wives in the midst of a culture that promotes fear fours. Hit the subscribe and notification bell so you're notified each time a video drops. Thank you so much for listening, if you have gotten this far, and we'll talk later. Bye.